Hi guys, my name is Tito. I make videos on personal finance and investing, although I won't be talking about either of those things in this video because for the last time I will be talking about Big Brother Naija. I say the last time because the show is finally over. There's a new winner. Congratulations, LAYCON. LAYCON is the winner of this very controversial lockdown season. And I say controversial because so many things happened in this season, and that's actually what this video is about. I want to recap the season and find out if this was actually the best Big Brother Naija season so far, like many people have been saying. Okay, but before we dive into it, guys, please do me a quick favor and like this video by clicking on the like button just underneath and subscribe to my channel as well, especially if you're into personal finance and investing videos, which is I guess what I'm going to be doing more of now that the Big Brother Naija show is over for this season. That said and done, if you've liked and if you subscribed, let's talk about Big Brother Naija Season 5, the Lockdown Edition. I'll begin with Housemate Selection. This year we had quite an interesting mix of housemates. I mean, it was sketchy at first, but later on we got used to them and everyone's character showed and they just turned out to be quite an interesting group of people. Now, what's even more interesting is that they were selected based on video applications. If you've been following Big Brother or you know anything about Big Brother, in previous seasons, it's always been physical auditions and they've been scenes of pandemonium and chaos. So with them doing video applications this year because of what's going on in the world, that was, curtailed and we were actually able to get a good selection or a good set of housemates, which was really a worry of a few people, myself included, but we've seen that now it's actually possible. This year's voting and nomination system, at least at the beginning of the show, was different from last year's. What happened this year was that Big Brother had the public vote for their favorite housemates, and at the end of the week, or when voting closed on Thursday, the housemates with the lowest votes, the 4 or 5 housemates with the lowest votes, would be up for nomination. And then their fellow housemates who survived would go into the diary room and nominate who they wanted to leave the house. A different system from last year's. And I think as a result of that system and it confusing the public, we ended up losing some really good characters and some really good housemates. People like Tolani Baj, Bright O, Kidwaya, and Praise would probably have stayed a lot longer if we had stuck with the old voting system. And I think Big Brother actually noticed. The tempo of the show was actually quite good this year. Because of what's going on in the world, there were more people at home watching the show, so I believe the numbers were much higher this year. And the show kind of started off slowly, but once the housemates started butting heads and people like Lucy and Katrina were, fighting with other housemates, it started to pick up. But from the point where, Erica got disqualified, that was actually the peak. But then once she left the house, it seemed as if viewership just started to dip or, just go down. And then once Kidwaya left and some other key housemates left, a lot of people kind of signed out and said that they'd just come back to watch the finale. Erica's disqualification. Erica's disqualification was one of the landmarks of this season, whether you were for it or you weren't. But Erica really did attract lots of people to the show. She was fantastic to watch on the Saturday night parties. Her relationships with her other housemates was really interesting to watch, and her relationship with Kidwaya. She was just really a joy to watch. She was quite entertaining, and if she wasn't disqualified, she probably would have won the show or would at least have been amongst the final 2. She had a huge following while she was even in the house. And whether or not her disqualification was justified, that's the thing. You can't really blame Big Brother for her strikes. Erica got her strikes because of Erica. So yeah, it was just sad to see how the whole thing played out. But it's good to see that Erica is doing quite well. I mean, before the show ended, she had signed a few deals and she seems to be doing very well. So hey, good for her. But it's funny that it seems like every season of Big Brother Naija now, there's at least one housemate who gets disqualified. Interesting. So what was new this season? Well, the layout of the house was a bit different and I liked the new layout. I liked the layout of the kitchen, how they changed things up a bit there. I liked the fact that there was a salon and that the housemates had to do their own hair. That was obviously for reasons that were beyond everyone's control because of what's going on in the world. They couldn't bring in hairdressers to do the hair of the housemates. Also, the head of house lounge, which was outside, the lounge was really awesome this year. I liked that. Something else that didn't happen that people were expecting was like the issue of like there being a secret housemate, something that Big Brother had suggested in the diary room several times. And also the twists and turns and just different surprises those things didn't happen this season. And I think lots of viewers were a bit disappointed about that. So in conclusion, what I liked about this season was the fact that they got a good selection of housemates given the circumstances, and they also managed the lockdown situation really, really well. Kudos to DSTV for that. It couldn't have been easy. And the sponsored games were actually really good. All the housemates got chances to win prizes, and that was really cool. What I wasn't such a fan of this season was that voting system, how they changed things up. But at the same time, you can't blame them. They have to try new things every now and then. But in conclusion, was this the best season thus far? For me, no. I prefer last season, the Pepperdam season. I really liked those guys. Maybe if this lockdown edition had, a live audience, or if celebrity guests were able to come into the house to hang out with the housemates, maybe then it would have created a different dynamic and made this season the best season thus far. But I mean, that was out of everyone's control because of what's going on in the world. But let me know what you guys think. Was this the best season of BBNaija for you? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. And let me know your other thoughts about this season of Big Brother Naija. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do me the favor of liking the video by clicking on the like button. I would really, really appreciate it. And if you're into personal finance videos on investing, saving, making money, that's the type of stuff that I do every Wednesday on this channel. So please, if you're into that kind of stuff, click on the subscribe button so that you can catch my videos every week. Well, congratulations to LAYCON and the final 5 and all the housemates, really. I'm sure the future has fantastic things in store for each and every one of them. Congratulations to DSTV too for pulling off another successful season. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in my next video on Wednesday.